Hi YouTube, how are you doing? And welcome back to Phasmophobia. In this video, I want to talk to you about something extremely important when playing Phasmophobia, and it is how to take photos. What can you take photos of? How do you take the best photos? And how can you quickly take photos? Taking photos in this game accounts for half of the total money you make when playing on small maps. It is extremely important, and it is something that I know a lot of people struggle with. It's kind of a thing that you figure out by trial and error. You try a photo and then it doesn't work, or it does work, and you get like different star ratings. It can be really confusing, and I know people sometimes just give up on it altogether. They take photos, it fails, and then they just think, I guess I just cannot do this. But you can absolutely do this, and I really wanted to share with you everything that I have learned so you can take photos in the future, because it makes you a large amount of money, and it's just really fun to do. It's my favorite thing in this game. And I really want to share that with you. So I hope you join me. If you're not subscribed, please do so. If you like the video, like it. If you dislike it, dislike. But let's not waste any more time, and let's hop into the game. Alrighty, here we are on Bleed still. We have Lisa Moore. We need to take a photo of the ghost, Salt, and Escape. Taking a photo of the ghost is the only objective that's relating to taking photos. And even if you don't have that objective, it's always a good idea to take the photo of the ghost, because it's one of the... it is the single best photo you can take in the game. The order of photos, which is something that, I mean, the game doesn't tell you, but it's really important to prioritize which photos you take. The order of importance is as follows. Ghost photo is the most important. Bone is the next one. Board, fingerprints, interactions and footprints are tied. And then dead body and dirty water photo. You kind of want to avoid dead body and dirty water if you can. If you can take like a footprint photo or an interaction photo instead, that is just more money. You won't get paid per photo, which is something that that might be a bit confusing. You will be paid for the total sum of your entire book. Every photo has a hidden point value that if you take a photo, you will get that amount of points. I will put this in the description. Oh. I will put this in the description if you're curious about the numbers. The numbers, I mean, I'm not just going to throw those numbers at you because it's kind of confusing. Just keep that priority in mind. I think it came from here, didn't it? Sounded like it was coming from there. Just keep that priority list in mind. You'll be golden. This is a special item. This is a voodoo doll. There is 3 on Bleastil, 2 on Grafton, and 1 on Willow Street House. No other maps have them. But if you crouch on top of them and you take a photo, you will get an interaction photo that is 3 stars. The star system in this game is based on distance. If I would have taken a photo from, let's say, here, that would have probably been a 2-star. If I would have stepped this far back, that would have been a 1-star. This is kind of to incentivize you actually knowing what you're taking a photo of, rather than just shooting in blind photos. But even any photo is always more important than an empty. You don't want to leave your book empty. If you can fill out your book, any photo, even bad photos, is always better than nothing. I'm gonna go get some tools while we're talking about it. I'm gonna bring in Salt because there's something really important I want to show you about Salt. It is one of the most reliable ways to get a ton of photos really quickly. What? Ghost is doing a ton of stuff, but I didn't see it. So I'm actually maybe bringing in a thermo wall. We could bring in a spirit box. You can take almost a photo of anything the ghost does. If the ghost touches the door, you can take a photo of the door. If the ghost knocks on the window, you can take a photo of the window. If the ghost throws an item, that's a little bit special. Let's say the ghost throws this beer bottle. It threw it from there to the floor. You actually need to take a photo of where the item originated from rather than where it ended up. That can be really confusing. Sometimes you don't see the throw happen. You just see something rolling on the floor and you're like, where did this come from? I don't know. So what I recommend doing if you want to take those photos and be certain of them is just take all your items in the room and throw them on one big pile in the middle. Now, if the ghost ever throws anything, it will be from that pile because those are the only items in the room. And then you can just crouch on top of the pile of items, take a photo of it, which will be a very easy way to get photos of high quality. I'm gonna go check over here because I think... Wait, is it in here? It's 11 here. I think it might be just... Oh, hello? Can you give us a sign? Oh yeah, it's 3 degrees here. I turned on the breaker, so wait, it's gonna be freezing, isn't it? 3 degrees already? That's so low. So yeah, it's extremely low here. I think the ghost must be here. Let's talk to it, shall we? Let's place a salt. I'm gonna place that salt. Maybe it'll step in it, maybe it won't. Now, I actually don't have a UV, so let's get that real quick before it does it, and then I can't show you. Because you need a UV light to show these footsteps. It is one of the things some people that you might get wrong at the start, which I also did. It's just one of those confusing things, is that if the ghost steps in the salt, you don't want to take a photo of the salt. That doesn't count for anything. You want to take a photo of the UV footprints it leaves behind instead. I don't know if it already stepped in it. Crap, or it didn't step in it. Where are you? Are you here? Are you close? Are you friendly? Are you here? Are you close? What is this ghost doing? Oh. It is here. It's extremely cold in this room. But it's not doing anything anymore. It's sort of... Oh, now it touched something over there. I can't turn this off anymore on the floor. Did they change that? Kind of. It just touched this door. I'm gonna go over there to touch the door all the way over there, I think. That one. Maybe it's in the toilet over here. Yep. Alright. So I don't know what this ghost is doing, but it's here. This is a very important photo. You will see me, if you ever watch me, you will see me go nuts over fingerprints photos. I will take them every time. Because fingerprints are the best repeatable photo you can have. The other photos, the better ones, the ghost, the board, and the bone, you can only take once. Fingerprints you can take many, many times. Now, very important about fingerprints is that this door, I just took a photo of that. It's touching stuff. Okay. This ghost is so roaming, it is actually frustrating. But it is what it is. It goes right here again. It touched this door. Yeah. Now let's talk to it on the spirit box before I continue. Where are you? Are you here? Are you close? Are you friendly? Are you here? Are you close? Are you friendly? Alright, well, whatever. You can't take photos of any equipment that is interacted with. You can't take a photo of your EMF. That doesn't work. You can only take a photo of the thing that the EMF reading like if this gets thrown again, as I said before, this will give an EMF right here, and you can take a photo of that area. It doesn't have to do anything with the EMF. Oh, it just threw something. I don't know if it threw that. Again, this is where if I had everything on this pile, it's probably this, but I don't really mind. I can turn this off. You have to pick stuff up now to turn it off. I think that's to prevent trolling, so that other people can't turn on your equipment in your hand, I guess. Okay. So the only equipment item you can take a photo of when it's interacted with is the writing book. If the writing book starts levitating and it gets written in, you can take 2 photos. One of the writing interaction, the fact that it happened, and the other that the book itself. You can move the book around and you can take a photo of it anywhere. It just turned off the light, which is going to be another fingerprint. I was actually talking about fingerprints, so let's continue that train of thought. That's okay. No, very all over the place. If I take a photo of this fingerprint right here, I will no longer be able to take, or any of my teammates will be able to take a fingerprint photo of this light switch or this door, because I also took that. Oh, here we go. And there are the feet. Very important. Sorry, I'm going all over the place, but the ghost is just working with me here. So every single footstep here is an individual photo. So if you have the ghost step 10 times, you can take 10 different photos. Just got to be close to them. And if you want to take quick photos, a really good tip for that is that you can right-click to take a photo, and then you can press Q to rotate your items, and then quickly reset the cooldown that you usually have when taking photos. That's important for these footsteps, for example, because they will often last for only a little bit of time, and if you want to take a ton of photos, then you need to rotate to reset that cooldown. But yeah. That is what you take a photo of. This you can't take a photo of. The salt doesn't do anything. You can't take a photo of that. There won't be interaction or salt or something special like that. What is very important when playing in a team is to communicate what you have already taken a photo of, or just have like a dedicated person taking fingerprints photos. Because you can always remember which photos you took. Like, I took this photo, I know that I took this light switch, and I took that door over there. If my teammate doesn't know that, or didn't check the book and saw that I took a bunch of fingerprints photos, then they might take duplicate photos, which are never gonna count, and that's just a photo that's thrown away, which is a shame. You want to avoid that. So either have a dedicated person doing it, or just communicate with your team if you're playing in a team setting. This ghost is very... What a creepy guy. I have a feeling that's gonna be... Let's just get some stuff. Turn off this light. I mean, it's working with me to get fingerprints, which is really nice, because... Oh no, that was a ghost event. Okay, the way you can tell if it's a ghost event or not is if it turns off a light or touches a door and it doesn't leave fingerprints, that's always the ghost event, because the ghost will always leave fingerprints if it touches the door outside of a ghost event. Not like during a hunt or during just touching random things. It will leave fingerprints always. So we've done that. Taking this, and anything else we need. You could have another writing book. Or you know what? I'm almost out of photos. And I already took an extra photo in there, so never mind. Yeah. What more to talk about? The most amount of money you can get. Oh. It's a phantom, lol. Just disappeared. Which would be dots. Phantom would be fingerprints, dots, and I think ghost orbs. Oh no, banshee. Oh, can't be that. Oh, is it freezing? Wait, no way. Okay. Wait. Phantom, banshee, Corio. What is the phantom? Does they actually? Okay, there's a really cool thing that I can talk about this actually, because they changed the way phantom works. It's spirit box. So you're supposed to talk to me on the spirit box. What the heck? Okay, let's try that. Where are you? Are you here? Okay. What is very important? They changed this about... Where the heck is my flashlight? Okay, they changed this about the phantom. The phantom will now actually... I don't know if they're gonna change this back. Oh god. Okay, let's run. Frick, I can't speak while I'm hiding. Oh, the bone's right there. The phantom will now disappear after the photo is taken, rather than right before it. So in this case, it showed up in my photos, which didn't used to happen. So just if you used to do that all the time, make sure to keep in mind now that they do show up in the photos. They just disappear right after. So they show up, then they disappear, which just makes the phantom a little bit harder to tell. I hope this ghost is going to touch doors during the hunt, because that's a really good way to get a lot of fingerprints from a ghost like this. If you want to get a perfect game, you need to have a few things. You need to either have 10 fingerprints, or let me get out of here and use pills. You need to have 10 fingerprints, or just any better photo than that. You can also take the bone or the ghost on the board, stuff like that, because it's just more points. More points won't ever hurt, but 10 fingerprints is the bare minimum. Now, you can obviously, if you get the bone, then you can take a few interaction photos, 2 interaction photos to be exact, because you now have an excess of points. Now, I'm gonna try and refrain from talking about these points because it's kind of confusing if you don't. Again, I'll link that in the description down below. Let me get we need dots, so I might as well bring this in there, and then fine. Otherwise, if you don't have a fingerprints ghost, you need to have the ghost, the board, the bone, and then the rest interaction photos or footstep photos. If you don't have those, then you won't have a perfect game. If you don't have either the board or fingerprints, then you just cannot get a perfect game. The max you can get is 35, which 35 you can easily get by just taking photos of like a lot of things. Just trying to take photos of everything that you know. You can take a photo of item throws, knocks on the window. Knocks on the window actually counts even without fingerprints, by the way. Which is there's something they changed recently, which is really cool. You can take footstep photos, which I think is like the most underrated best photo you can possibly take, because the footstep photos you can spam extremely well. If I place one salt, I could actually fill out the book, but let's take the bone photo right over here. I always like to fill up my book with footstep photos. Even if I'm like not going for a perfect game, you could still, does that count? Yeah, you could still just fill up your book really quickly by just using salt, which I'm actually gonna do right here because I already have a perfect game if I just fill up the rest with footstep photos. So let's show you that. Oh, I just saw the dots. Not that we already knew that, but there you go. That was a phantom. So it was indeed a phantom that disappeared right after we took the photo. Keep that in mind again. Play some salt. Poof. Poof. Step in my salt. I think I'm gonna go quickly get more salt. More salt and a glow stick. When glow sticks are first lit, they are super bright and they can light up your entire, all of the footsteps right away, which is, oh, I already have the second glow stick then. Oh, we'll use the UV then. They're better when they're, the glow stickers run out. Okay. We're here. Come on. This ghost could totally be roaming, by the way, but it's definitely has been here, and it dots as well here. Expecting it to be. How many photos do I need to fill up? I need to fill 2 more photos, or 3 more photos. Oh, here we go. So if I want to take these photos quick, you can drop this in the path like that, and then I can go 1, 2, 3. Footstep, footstep, footstep. You can take them really quickly by just rotating your photo cam and taking those photos. I'm just thinking if there's anything I forgot. You can take a photo, as far as I know. I've tried this before. I don't know if they changed this secretly, but you can't take a photo of a candle being blown out. That won't give you an interaction photo. Again, you can take a photo of light switches going off and on. And I also highly... everywhere. I also recommend you don't take photos of a door. If a door gets touched, you can stand like right about here, take a photo of it, and it will give you almost always a 2-star interaction photo, not a 3-star. It is... oh, that was a very clear dots. It's very hard to get a 3-star from a door touch, and because there's so many other options like footsteps being, honestly, if you take nothing else away from this video, just know that always fill up your book with footstep photos. It's extremely easy to get. The only ghost against which it doesn't work is a wraith because they don't leave footsteps, but it almost always is just a really good way to get footsteps really quickly. And I think that's... these dots are happening a lot. I think that's about it. If you just keep the order of importance in mind, you communicate with your team when you take a photo, especially when taking the ghost photo. The worst thing that can happen is you get the ghost to spawn, and then 3 people take a ghost photo, and then you're like, oh, we just ruined 2 photos. So I would recommend having a dedicated ghost photo taker. If you're in the room, you go like, the ghost spawns, I'll take the ghost photo, because you don't want those duplicate ghost photos. It can really ruin your day or ruin your perfect game because they don't count. A ghost photo will only count once. A bone photo will only count once. Fingerprints, you need unique fingerprints. Same with footsteps. You need unique footsteps, but there's just so many footsteps that it is really easy to fill up. And you can only take a throw. When a throw happens, you can only take that photo once. The only case in which you can take multiple photos of one interaction is with the board. If you have the board, you can... I tend to throw it at the front door because then you can ask a question and take a photo, ask a question, take a photo, fill out the book that way, and if the ghost starts hunting because you're very low sanity, you can just step backwards while the hunt starts, and you'll be outside and not locked in with the ghost. But in multiplayer, if you ask a question on the board, everyone can take an individual interaction photo off of that one question. So if you ask how old is it, it starts moving, you can take a photo, pass the photo cam around, all take a photo, and you can take 4 photos off of one question. Do that twice, you'll have your book full in like mere moments. And that's what I highly recommend, just filling out your book as much as possible, because that's like the most important thing to do. I am quickly gonna look if we have the board. I don't think we actually went upstairs because we got the ghost right away. It's been a pretty good game. This ghost was very range. Very roamy. Did one ghost event very early that we didn't even see. And it did a ghost event again. And we knew that was a phantom because I took the photo and it disappeared right after that. There's another 2 board spots up here in Please Still. One on top of there. And there's one on top of that. So there's no board on this one, which is fine. I'm not necessarily here to do all the objectives, although I could just... I'm just gonna skip to when the hunt starts, and then I'll just escape the hunt, and then we can end the video. Oh, wait a minute. Never mind. We got an intermission. This ghost wants to show off. Well, that should put me pretty low. Come on, let's get the hunt to start. Alrighty, well, here we go. We got the hunt to start. If you want to know more about hunts, I've made a video on that. I just want to get heartbeat speech followed by this ghost. And now I'm going to go to the attic. I needed to escape the ghost. That was my objectives. We're quickly doing that. This is very cool ghost. Another tip, if you have a really hard bone, there can be sometimes there's like these cloths around the houses sometimes, or like these towels on the floor in bathrooms. The bone can actually spawn under those, so the way you can figure that out is to crouch on top of it and then kind of scan the cloth, and if you see your reticle, your cursor, light up, that means there's something interactable under your cursor, which means that bone is right there. So that's a way you can kind of get it if it's very secret. But I would kind of just say, if you have one of those very sneaky bones that you didn't find in your first check, just give up. It's really annoying, and it really ruins your mood, and you can just kind of move past it. It's only 10 virtual dollars, so we'll survive it. But I hope this kind of helped you to figure out, to learn more about how to take photos in this game. The easy strategy by far is just use salt. Throw your items in a pile is another really easy strategy to get a ton of photos. If you're taking the ghost photo, don't get too close to the ghost, because the ghost will disappear when you get too close. What I recommend as a special, let's say you had a fingerprints ghost and you filled out the entire book with fingerprints. So you have 10 fingerprints photos, which is a perfect game. You don't need anything else. You don't even need the ghost photo, but you did have the ghost photo objective. How do you get it then? Like, can you still get that? Yes, you can still get the ghost photo objective, even if it's not in your book. Now, what I recommend then is after you filled up your book, take your last photo cam, which should have 5 photos on it, and then get the ghost to start its hunt, look at it, and just do this. Just spam the shit out of that photo cam. You have 5 tries. Hopefully you get lucky and you get the ghost photo on one of them, and you finish that. Taking the ghost photo any other way can be very... It's just luck-based. So if you spam it really quickly, you have a pretty high chance to get it. Now, this was a phantom, and phantoms blink less during a hunt, so that would have been a bad strategy. Luckily, we got the ghost event to happen. So yeah, this is something I love to do. I love taking photos. It is one of those things that you can learn a lot about. And I've kind of found these, like, strategies that work very reliably for me. I hope they work for you. Let me know what you thought in the comments down below. If you have any more questions, please do let me know. Yeah, and that's basically it. Let's look at this game. This was a perfect game. We have 200 experience, so the perfect game is 40 from photos again. And then this was 22 minutes, 4 ghost events, 2 hunts, 51 interactions, 7 minutes in the ghost room. That's extremely long. Yeah, so that was everything I have to share with you about photos. I hope you learned something. If you're not subscribed, please do so. If you liked the video, like it. If you dislike it. And if you want to join the live streams, you can join us over at twitch.tv/insym every single day at 7 p.m. Central European Time. Thank you very much for watching. I love you very much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye, guys. Bye-bye.